My name is Tushar Vasudevan. I started my stint with Mr. Sanjay Mohe. He was an architect that I always loved and I really liked his work a lot. So at the end of 5 years, we decided to start our own firm. Shruti joined us about 5 years after that. So we started with small projects, mainly houses. And our big break came when we won the competition for Woodrow's, Brigade Woodrow's. So right now we are a team of about 20-25. Almost every design, I or Shruti ourselves sit and work out each detail of that. Our firm, I think it's all about ideas. So I would have to say idea is the paramount aspect of the design. The second would be, I think, the client. So that would kind of include everything, right from his social structure, everything, his requirements. And third, I think, would be the context. So context would include the site, the climate, the surrounding areas. So I think these three things pretty much bring together what our project is about. The client actually, when he met us, he was about 25 years old. He was a young businessman. He was looking for something which is going to be very different. He wanted it all white. So that was one requirement. He wanted a house that would sit there in that place, completely white, contrasting the space around, and at the same time would open out to all the landscapes around it. Also, the site itself wasn't built too much. In the whole, maybe about 5 or 10% of houses were built. So it was more or less like an estate. As the house actually formed, then the interior elements, that's your tables, your sofas, your kitchen, your wardrobes, everything was coming into these spaces. So we had 3 bays in that house, but the central bay was the one that really opened out and felt more like a pavilion. We took a different approach to it in the sense that we said the interior, we can start by doing the interior and integrate that into a wall. So your wall becomes 9 inch plus 2 feet. So these walls actually run right through the site. They run right from the front to the back of the site. If you stand in front of the site, you would be able to see right through it, before the blinds actually came in. So, and when you see it from the other side, you see it as a very stark wall with a lot of small punctures in that. And as you're walking through, you have a small aquarium that comes out. So that's just 20% of the aquarium that's there. The rest of the aquarium is inside the house. So basically, your fish actually swims in and out. The house itself is planned in a series of levels. So once you enter the living pavilion and you look around, you have the puja and the family that's happening. So that is your first bay, the middle bay that happens. The bay next to that is where your dining and your master bedroom happens. So the way it's planned, those bedrooms are actually pulled out such that you have gardens on both sides. Even the staircase, the wall actually comes down as a staircase itself. The house is completely porous. It not only looks outside, but into itself and the garden in the center. And the final floor, we basically have a small gym. And along with that, we have a small spa. And that opens out into the terrace. So these walls that I've talking to you about, or the idea, that actually comes out, and on top they finish off as planters. We actually have 3 Singapore cherries that kind of form a canopy in the center. So, where you could sit and entertain friends. The whole house needed to be white. So in terms of cost itself, the client was ready to put in that amount. So the marble that he got was a very expensive marble. So, for that place to look as white as it does is again because of the client. Structurally, I would say it is kind of very simple, but the idea itself brought about the solution in that.